Back on the Aussie signal tracer, you think some sound will come out this time? Good morning YouTube, here on a Wednesday morning. I need to clean up my little mess from yesterday. And I think then we're going to work on Aussie signal tracer some more and maybe test it out. See if we can get some sound out of it. So, stay tuned. I'm back with you again, YouTube. It is 11:15 now in the morning. And I am taking a look at the basically finished board for the Aussie signal tracer. I think I have everything in there as the way it's supposed to be, and I have to run a couple of jumpers here. What I'm going to do is try this on low. Now low doesn't require the switches basically for the gain of the system, and I obviously don't have the chips in yet, but all I have to do is run some power over to either one of these terminals here, and you know that will give me like I said, the setting for everything on low, because well, I take that back. It's going to have to be I'm going to have a switch or something to get input into because there's an RF and an AF switch here. It goes with the power on, and once that I'll have to, in other words, get to one place or the other and putting the input in, and that shouldn't be a problem because I'm going to have to put wires in there anyway to facilitate for the switches when I get those. So I may go ahead and just put the one switch in and see what that does. I don't know, we'll see, but let me get the things decided here how I want to do it, and then we'll go from there. Alright, I'm back with you again. It is 12:16 now in the afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon. What I have here going now is first thing I found out is I didn't have power lines going to either one of the chips, so I corrected that mistake, and since then I have hooked up the wiring the way it should be. I have a jumper here for the audio, basically to pass audio from the LM318 to the LM386 is all that's doing, at jumper wire there. And like I say, everything else seems to be wired up. What I'm going to do is take a break here and take my little schematic and my layout sheet and go into the living room and relax a little bit and check all these connections out, make sure I have everything else connected. If I forgot the power, I could have forgotten anything, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me do that and I'll bring you back and see what we can find out. Alright, back once more. It's 2:06 now in the afternoon. Excuse me. What I have here is the Aussie signal tracer. After many faux pas, I'm going to call them faux pas because it was just stupid mistakes that I didn't hook up. I didn't hook up the output of the 386 to the speaker network. Basically, it wasn't getting, I think you can see this, from here to here. There was no wire going there, so that was one thing. And the other thing was the power. I didn't have power going to either chip. These connections here, pin 6 on the 386 and pin 7 on the 318. But once they were hooked up, now this is the low setting. Now I can increase the amplitude over here and make it louder. So there you go, but it does work. Works pretty darn good, I think. I'm impressed with it thoroughly. So this is this testing here. Let me turn this down. The testing I'm doing right now is just to make sure that the board is functional before I do anything else to it. Now I have 9.2 volts going to the circuitry fed into here on this end here, and it looks like 30 milliamps, yeah, 30 plus, 30 something around there milliamps going in. So it does, as you can hear, it does work, and I'm very happy about that. Very happy indeed. I'm going to remove that signal and see if I can get some noise out of my finger. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's working. Now, like I said, that's the low setting. Let me turn this signal generator off. And like I said, it's working on the low setting. Now, I haven't checked it on the medium or high. Now, I think what Bob did to his is put a volume control on his instead of the low, medium, and high for the output. Now, I think he left the low, medium, and high for the LM318 to vary the gain. We'll have to see what he comes up with as far as he's concerned. I do have my switches ready to go. I just have marked them. I haven't put them on yet. I really want to find a place. See, I wanted to test this, make sure it's working before I go to all the trouble of building a enclosure, or making an enclosure, not building one, but you know, putting it all together and putting it in a box. I have a couple old computer speakers that I think I could use for this. I think it would make a nice little box for it, and I may do that. But basically, I just wanted to test this out, make sure it's working. Like I said, I did the stupid thing. I forgot to hook up the power to each chip. Just a you know, thing that, you know, I was trying to check everything, and this circuit's just a little bit complicated, but I should have checked that first. I mean, the power and grounds is I did the ground. I got the ground right, but I forgot to put the power on. So, and like I said, in hooking up the output, I mean, the poor old 386 was just working up a storm. I had the scope on it, and I checked it all the way through, and it was getting through the 318 just fine. I thought, well, it's 386, and then I checked the input to the 386. It was getting there, and then I checked the output, and lo and behold, there was a nice signal on the output. I thought, well, dog, got to have some problem that's not getting to the speaker. So that's when I found that never been connected. So live and learn. You know, I like doing this stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. Let's see, did I turn this off? Yeah, turn it off. It's kind of nerve-wracking because, like I said, it's you know, there's so many things that can go wrong with this type of proto board, or whatever you want to call perf board. So many places that it can go wrong. This is my jumper that went from basically this point here to this point here, so that I could check the audio. Like I said, once it works with the audio, that's fine with me, because I know it's going to work at least. And the RF section can be checked later, you know, when I get into what do you call it. But for right now, it's working good. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to sign off for now and make this video, put it up on the interwebs. And I was going to say I have to get Kylie, but I don't have to get her. She drove my car. So she'll be home in less than an hour. So I guess I'll get this done and get this on the computer, and I'll have the rest of the afternoon to mess around, huh? But I'm very happy with the results here after my stupid mistakes. You know, everybody makes them, I guess, but so at least we know it works, and it works good. I thought for low setting, it worked pretty darn good, and I was very happy with that. So, all right, you guys have a pleasant afternoon. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you.